This is colonial Indochina, a place where power is inherited, and cruelty is routine. The poor survive by obedience. The wealthy survive by silence. Between the glittering streets of Saigon and the quiet riverside town of Sadek along the Mekong, lives a French girl, Jane. She learns one rule early: if she doesn't take control, someone else will. Her home is a pressure chamber. Her father died when she was much younger. Her mother, fragile and distant, drifts through life without warmth, clinging to schemes that never work. Her elder brother, Ferry, is lazy, cruel, and violent, yet favored by their mother. Her younger brother, Pablo, fragile, fading, terminal, cries easily under Ferry's constant cruelty. In that suffocating home, Jane grows up alone, carrying one constant desire: to escape. That longing will pull her into a dangerous love, one both intoxicating and destructive, leaving scars time will never erase. One afternoon, returning to school, Jane is dropped at the ferry crossing the Mekong River. The cabin is cramped, filled with tired laborers. Then, a black limousine appears. Its presence is shocking. Out of place, Jane is noticed. The door opens. A Chinese man steps out, early 30s, dressed in a flawless white suit. His name, Tony. Son of a powerful merchant family from Colonial, recently returned from long years of study in Paris. The moment he sees Jane, he stops. She is only 16, yet she stands apart. A worn silk dress, golden heels, a pale, wide-brimmed hat tied with a dark ribbon. Soft and unmistakably different. He sees danger. He sees desire. She sees opportunity. Their eyes meet, and something unbalanced begins. Tony speaks carefully, trying to hide his nerves. Jane answers coolly. When he offers her a ride back to the dormitory, she hesitates, then accepts. Not because she is confused, but because she understands exactly what this means. The moment she enters his car, power shifts. Age, money, race, status. Nothing about this is equal. As the car moves through the city, they talk endlessly. Jane tells a small lie. She says she is 17. She wants to erase the distance, to be seen as a woman. Tony says he is 32, now running his father's business. The conversation flows, so deeply that even the rough road cannot interrupt it. Then, Tony gently takes her hand. Jane does not pull away. The car stops at the dorm. Jane steps out, offering a faint smile. Tony watches her leave, stirred, uneasy. Back in her room, Jane excitedly tells her best friend everything. Her smile gives her away. Her heart has already fallen. The next day, Tony returns, sitting in his car, watching her from a distance. Suddenly, Jane approaches. She leans down, kisses the window, and walks into class. Bold, impulsive, sweet enough to hurt. That night, Jane cannot sleep. Tony fills her thoughts. She practices dancing, as if preparing for what she knows is coming. And the next day, the limousine appears again. This time, Tony takes her to a quiet apartment in the Chinese Quarter, called the Bachelor Room, a hidden place the wealthy Chinese men used for secrets. Once the door closes, the world disappears. Only the two of them remain. Age, class, race. All feel suddenly fragile. Tony hesitates. She is not yet 18. But Jane, bold and hungry to change her circumstances, closes the distance herself. Under dim yellow light, they cling to each other, awkward, fierce, as if defying fate. That room becomes their refuge. Every day after classes, the limousine waits. Jane steps inside and vanishes into him. In Tony's arms, she discovers desire, tenderness, the feeling of being someone's entire world. Tony takes her to fine restaurants. One night, amid soft music, he confesses his love, then sighs. They can never marry, he says. Marriage here isn't about love. It is about power and status. The words cut deep. Jane answers coldly. She doesn't even like Chinese men. But sorrow stays in her eyes, stealing her sleep. Still, the affair continues. One day, Tony reveals the truth. His family has arranged his marriage. Where he comes from, children obey. The confession crushes Jane. To her, Tony has wealth and passion, but lacks courage. That day, she returns home and feels trapped again. Her mother rages when she learns the truth. A telegram from the school informs her Jane has been AWOL for 2 days. Pear mocks her mercilessly, calls her a prostitute. Jane fights back. She tells them Tony and his family are rich, saying their poverty makes Tony a blessing, not a shame. But she denies sleeping with him. Tension eases briefly. As the family cleans together, Jane seizes the moment, convincing her mother to meet Tony. Days later, Tony hosts them at a luxury hotel. He wants acceptance. Instead, the dinner becomes humiliation. Jane's family devours the food like crazy, ignoring Tony completely. He speaks of his life, his work. No one listens. The real reason they came? To exploit his relationship with Jane, to clear their family debts. Afterward, they hit the dance floor. At first, everything seems fine. Then the alcohol takes over. Pear mocks Tony, calling him stiff, clumsy. The insults grow aggressive, but Tony stays calm. Until he sees Jane dancing with Pablo. Too close, too intimate. It feels wrong. Disgust and heartbreak hit him at once. Jane's mother breaks down, apologizing through tears for not bringing them up properly. But for Tony, the illusion shatters. In that moment, any hope of harmony between their worlds is gone. Later in the room, Tony can no longer maintain gentle touch. Something inside him breaks. His movements turn rough. All the frustration he has buried pours out. Jane looks at him. Her voice shakes. But the question is precise. The women before me, in moments like this, how much do you pay them? Tony freezes. His pride shatters. In anger, he pulls out money and shoves it on the table. For a moment, their love looks like a transaction, cold, humiliating. But that is not the truth. Jane mentions money for one reason: to give it to her mother. For two things: to clear the family debt, and to seek permission for her to come and go at will. Concern about the reputation of the school, the headmistress agrees to protect their secret, allowing Jane to live in the boarding house like it's a hotel. One night, Jane finally speaks. Her family's suffering is unbearable. After school, she may return to France. Tony struggles to speak. Every word comes from pain. Confessions of love he has never said aloud. Then, he places a ring in her hand. A keepsake from his late mother. "Keep it," he says, as she would his heart. But Tony already knows. His father has arranged his marriage to a wealthy Chinese heiress. He resists, he begs, until his father ends it. He would rather see him dead than married to that girl, a foreigner from a poor family. In his world, this love is disgrace. Later, Tony tells Jane everything. Not to choose, but to surrender. Defying his father means losing all he has. Jane answers coldly. It doesn't matter, she says. She never loved him. The room falls silent. She says she has only been with him for money. Never love. The words crush him. From that moment, he lets go. So when Jane returns home, Tony stays away. At home, Jane finds only cruelty. Pear mocks her endlessly. calling her a prostitute. Again, the house erupts. Her mother screams. Pablo plays the piano through tears. Not long after, Pear leaves for France. Later, Jane returns to the room. Tony lies there, frail, wrapped in smoke. Pity softens her. She promises him, after his wedding, they will meet here one last time. Then, the wedding arrives. Cholon burns with red lanterns, firecrackers, music, to the world. A perfect union. But Tony is empty. No smile. From a distance, Jane watches. Tears fill her eyes, but never fall. Afterward, Jane returns to Sadeksha. Her family prepares to leave for France. Only then does her mother admit, Tony helped them. He cleared Pear's gambling debts. He bought the ticket for him to France, and he is the one who paid for their passage home. When asked if Jane loved him only for the money, Jane nods and stays silent. Before leaving, she returns to the room. The bed, the walls, the scent. She waits, but he never comes. As night falls, she closes the door. Forever. At the port, Jane wears the same dress, the same shoes, the same hat. In the crowd, the black limousine waits. Inside, Tony watches her. No goodbye, only memory. The ship pulls away. That night, music drifts across the sea. Jane cries quietly, her tears mixed with salt and wind. A chapter had closed, one she would never escape. Only then does she realize how deeply she loves him. Years later, Jane becomes a successful writer. One afternoon, the phone rings. Tony's voice, old, trembling. He had kept tabs on her. He celebrated her successes. He grieved for her when Pablo died. He confesses. His love has never faded. As usual, Jane replies coolly. Not because she's heartless, but she has already processed this story, long before he dared to speak it. And with that, the movie ends. No reunion. Only a love never allowed to live, yet never forgotten. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you were captivated by the story, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite thrillers.